You know what time it is, folks. That's right. It's time for more in the Hot Box News. Doc Reo TV News is back. And for today's news, we're going to talk about gaming, folks. Gaming, of course. What do we got lately? We got Hogwarts Legacy release, folks. Yes, the long-awaited Warner Brothers game has recently been released. Hogwarts Legacy has been released, and fans are strongly divided. Why is this? Why are fans strongly divided? Well, Warner Brothers finally released this long-awaited Hogwarts Legacy game. It's a video game set in the Harry Potter universe about 1836, which is about 100 years prior to the original Potter story, all right? The all-new story was created by developers at Avalanche Software several years before J.K. Rowling's remarks were released on transgender issues, folks. Several years before they've been working on this, all right? However, you know, they did collaborate with her, and some fans who are outraged at J.K. Rowling's views clash with those who sympathize with them. And J.K. Rowling, basically, if you don't know the story, if you really don't know what I'm talking about, okay. J.K. Rowling, she refers to a movement of transgender activists in a published essay, writing that the activists are, I quote, I'm just going to quote what she says here, seeking to erode women as a political and biological class and offering cover to predators. All right. She also writes, hold on now. She also writes, I want trans women to be safe. At the same time, I do not want to make NATO girls and women less safe. All right. Although the controversy itself is loud, the analytics from Twitch TV charts are favorable for WB and Avalanche Software. So Warner Brothers and Avalanche Software, congratulations. Got a good game coming out. The presence of the video game has gained the highest number of concurrent viewers for a single player game on Twitch TV streaming platform. That's like remarkable. So could it be the game of the year? Well, we'll have to wait and see about that. Next up, new Switch games. You guys heard about the new Switch games, right? All right. They are bringing back the Game Boy classics on Nintendo Switch. Woo! Yeah. Let's bring it back. Come on, man. And you know, who doesn't like the Game Boy classics, all right? The wait is finally over, folks. At Nintendo Direct on Wednesday, the company began to surprise everyone by dropping a plethora of Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games for the Nintendo Switch. Games like Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Although Nintendo is starting out small, they have announced that they are also coming out with games like Metroid Fusion, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, and Kurian. I hope I said that right. Kururin. That's it. That's how you say that one. A game previously only available in Japan. I want to see that game. I want to see how that game plays, as a matter of fact, because I've heard about it. You know, I mean, I've read about it here and there, but I want to actually see that game. Anyway, now on to something that's a little bit different, and it really affects us in the gaming world, all right? It really affects us big time because it's focused on, all right, let me just break it down. It's about the Microsoft Activision merger, all right? A recent investigation has concluded that the Microsoft proposed acquisition of Activision could result in higher prices and fewer choices for UK gamers. Now, those of us in America, we're not as worried about that, but it could start affecting us as well. But most importantly, UK gamers already, if you're actually paying into Activision or if you're paying into games like World of Warcraft, you have to pay twice already. All right. You have to buy the American version and the UK version. Think about that for just a second. Now, let's rewind this just for a second. All right. Competition and Markets Authority, which is also known as CMA, conducted a wide-ranging investigation over 5 months in an attempt to understand the market and potential impact of the Microsoft Activision deal. The investigation's preliminary findings conclude that the merger could make Microsoft even stronger in cloud gaming and stifle competition in the growing UK gaming market. All right. The CMA analyzed over 3 million internal documents from 2 businesses, commissioned an independent survey of UK gamers while gathering evidence from a range of other gaming console providers, game publishers, and gaming service providers. Since Microsoft already accounts for an estimate of 60 to 70% of the global cloud gaming services, they also have strengths in cloud gaming with Xbox, Windows, PC, and a global cloud computing infrastructure with Azure and Xbox Cloud Gaming. I mean, they actually got the market pretty much cornered. Gaming is predicted to be the biggest form of entertainment in the UK, and gamers tend to spend much more of their time on AAA rated games, like the ones owned by Blizzard. Hypothetically speaking, Microsoft could easily begin to corner the market, considering that one of their largest AAA games, Call of Duty, Blizzard, is owned by Activision. What are we going to say here? Blizzard, Activision, Microsoft, they could just corner a market in the world and just take the folks down. Charge people a whole bunch of money over there, man. Be careful, folks. I feel sorry for those in the UK. Y'all already paying double with Activision. I don't know why. That should just be, y'all should be able to pay for World of Warcraft once. Y'all shouldn't have to pay twice for American. I don't understand that. I really don't. I want to dig into that more and talk about that more and bring that out more at another time. But I got to give y'all the kicker. I got, it's always a kicker. It's always something nice and sweet at the end of the news. You come out with all the news and you got to give something nice back. So with this kicker, I've got you the Doc Reo greatest in-game pets of all time. All right. Drum roll, please. Now, I've taken some of this. I've looked at several different sites, and I've taken some of this, and I was like, nah, I don't like that pick. I like this pick. And so I'm choosing my pick of the greatest pets of all time in game. All right. Now, the first one of all, actually, let's start with number 5. I'm gonna say the top 5 of them, okay? Let's start with number 5. And I do have some honorable mentions, too. Honorable mentions. We got Epona from Legend of Zelda. That's an honorable mention. We got D0G from Half-Life. That's an honorable mention. We got Dog Meat from Fallout. That's an honorable mention. We got D-Dog from Metal Gear. Solid 5. The Phantom Pain. Yeah. And then we got Pikachu from Pokemon. Now, the reason why... All right. Pokemon is cool, but when I think of the top 5 of all time, I got to go back to this list. Okay, first off, remember that dog on Mega Man? Rush. That sidekick, man. I vaguely remember him, but that one, I remember that dog always being there. All right, that's a real top 5 pet. Always being by your side, always loyal, always there. Roach from The Witcher. Come on, man. The dude was on his horse 90% of the time. Come on, man. And the horse knew what, dude, I haven't played the game The Witcher, but I've seen the show. And to know enough that horse is connected to him like that, I did play the game, but I didn't play it enough to be like, okay, I really like, but I was like, you know what? It's a horse and it's connected to The Witcher. I mean, that's gotta be, that's his only sidekick, bro. Like nobody else. He didn't have nobody else. It was him and his horse. All right. Chocobos, Final Fantasy II. All right. Now, anybody who's seen these fast and affectionate fowls from Final Fantasy, these freaking birds, I mean, they've been in the story for years. I mean, since Final Fantasy II, man. And there's still a beloved pet in Final Fantasy. I don't play Final Fantasy as much as I used to back in the day, like 2, 3, 4, 5, but, I mean, they got 14 now. So I'm sure they're still in 14. All right. And then, all right, if any of y'all have played Assassin's Creed Icaros, you cannot play that game without Icaros. I'm just saying. This is what I'm saying. Pikachu, Pikachu, I mean, I love Pikachu, honorable mention. However, it just does not have the power of number 2, Icarus, all right? Icarus, Chocobos, Roach, Rush, all right? But number one of all time. Number 1 of all time. Come on, man. I grew up with this game. It came out when I was a kid in the 80s, all right? Well, I grew up with the beginnings of this game. It came out when I was a kid in the 80s, and it pushed itself when it came out on the Super NES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the SNES, for those who don't know. And this game I'm talking about is Super Mario World, and guess who the pet is? The number 1 pet, the Doc Reo pet is Yoshi, baby. Come on now. You know Yoshi is the number 1 pet. Come on now. Come on now. Woo! Let's give it a round of applause, everybody. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, let's give it a round of applause. Of course, I messed that up. But, we'll be right back. We'll be right back with more Doc Reo TV news. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, you're probably asking to yourself, why no World of Warcraft mentions? All right. Well, the jury's still out. I use a lot of pets and a lot of mounts in World of Warcraft, and I think it's really hard to say for me to actually just pick a pet. I mean, pick one that's the most of all times. But I will choose a top pick one day. I think I will. I was looking down at my notes. I'm like, will I choose one? I'm like, nah, I don't know if I want to say that. But yeah, I will choose a top pick one day. And until then, WoW is going to be off the list. However, I think it's time for me to start playing it shortly. So let's get into some WoW real quick. And I really want to get into that. And I love that I'm coming back with the news. That's it for Doc Reo TV News. Stay tuned for more in the Hot Box with Doc on Doc Reo TV Radio. Peace. I'm out of here. Doc Reo News is brought to you by the DAV.org. That is the Disabled American Veterans. We bring life-changing support to those who served. Come to your nearest local DAV today. We are over 1 million strong. That's right, folks, over 1 million strong. So come by and join our community.